pecking everyone. What's your deal, guy? So, I made a little short video about this, just to kind of introduce them, but I wanted to make a longer video. All I know for sure is that one of these chickens' name is Caramel, and one his name is Cheaper because it cheeps all the time. And they're little booger heads. They're always pecking at each other. And you know what? It's so funny because we have this little red light on them, and I've always heard people say, oh, use the red light. It keeps them from pecking and picking at each other. But look at this. Chick is so mean. And this is a little duckling. I thought that putting it in here with the chicks would be a good idea because it's so much smaller than my other ducks. And I actually don't know why it's so tiny, okay? Because these are the other ducks. They're only, a few days apart. And look how small it is compared to all the other ones. Now, these ducks are really gentle. They don't peck at the baby duck or anything else. I just thought, size comparison-wise, it may do better with the small chicks. But these chicks are little booger heads. They're always fighting, especially this one. I'm not sure what's going on with them. So my son's been begging for chicks, and we did get some chicken eggs to hatch, but this is only my second time hatching chicken eggs. I'm really good at hatching duck eggs, and you can candle duck eggs so much easier. So I thought, well, I just had almost 70 duck eggs that the incubators just went haywire. Like, some of them didn't even look like they developed, and a lot of these eggs were given to me. And then one of the incubators shot up to almost 104 degrees, which I didn't even know it went up that high. These are pre-programmed, and I set it at a certain temperature, usually 100 to 100.5 degrees. So I was horrified. I was like, oh my gosh. So I know that at least 43 of those eggs, whatever went wrong with them was something to do with the incubator. So I was really discouraged, and I thought, these boys have worked so hard taking care of these chicken eggs in this incubator. I do not want them to have a hatch rate of 0, which is basically what I had. Out of over 2 incubators, I have 9 eggs on lockdown, and none of them have even pipped yet, even though I see some movement in the eggs. So I was extremely disappointed, and I thought, you know what, let me just go ahead and get some. So there were 3 chicks when I went to the feed store, and I thought, surely I don't have to worry about losing self-control and buying too many chickens at once. So I bought these 3 guys. They also had some really pretty lavender, pearl, and white guineas, but my husband is very strict on, we are not having guineas in the city. We tried that once. They're crazy. They're hard to catch. They're very loud. They have their purpose. I think they're lovely, but just no. I would rather have geese in the city than ever have a guinea. I'm not going to go that route right now. And my husband does so much to help out on the homestead, right? So I'm not going to upset the balance of nature and help. I'm just going to, I'm going to give in this time and say, yeah, he's definitely going to get his way on that one. So I brought these 3 guys home, and I was like, okay, well, let me get 3 chickens. They are all girls, right? And she's like, no, this time they're straight run, which was surprising because in previous years, the chicks sold at our feed store have all been sexed. So they weren't 100% guaranteed that they were pullets, which are female chickens that are under a year old. Really? Look at you! You literally squeezed into there. Guys, this is the feeder that we use for our ducks, and it's so that they can't get inside, but these chicks are so small, they're literally just squeezing through the holes. I've never seen anything like this before. And so I was like, no. Okay, you know what, let me get these straight run chicks. It doesn't matter. Like, if we have too many roosters, I can find a home for them. But let's just do this. And we did. And so I'm not sure which one's girls or boys, but I thought, oh, they're so tiny, they must be only a day old. No, they're already getting feathers on their wings. Look at all those feathers. And that's when I realized these are bantams of some type. Now, they don't have any feathers on their feet, so I have no idea what they are. They kind of look like Easter eggers, but they are super tiny. I've never seen baby chicks this small, so I have no idea what they are. And to have so many feathers already on their wings. Now, we always have raised, and we had like one Old English Bantam, but we didn't have her when she was a chick. We got her after she started laying eggs, and she lived with us for almost 10 years and hatched out all of our eggs for us. Her name was Dolly. She was so sweet. Well, and so, I do really like the nature of bantams, but this one seems to be vicious. It's always pecking at the other ones. And it's funny because they say, oh, red lights keep them from pecking at each other. Well, guess what, buddy? They're like, this is ridiculous how much these birds fight. I'm really curious what they are, and I'm also really worried about them. If this is normal baby chick behavior, please let me know, because I have ducks and they do not fight like this. And I have a smaller little disc water that you can attach different size jars to. I'm probably going to get that for their food and water, because their feeder, it's not the end of the world them squeezing in, but can you imagine them squeezing into this water? Crazy baby chickens, that could be a death sentence. So I'm definitely going to change that out. I've never seen chicks fight like this, so please let me know what's going on. And if you have any ideas what they are, also let me know, because I have no idea. They really look like just Easter egger chicks, but, you know, do those come in super tiny sizes? And I didn't get these from Tractor Supply or one of those big box feed store types. I got them from my local feed store. And I was like so zoned into buying these chicks, I didn't even think to ask what kind of chicken they were. So I may actually call them later today and see if they can tell me, and then drop a comment saying, hey, this is what they were. I should have asked, but I was just like, let me get those for the boys. They really appreciate, because they really want to start a chicken business, and some of them, like my oldest, will only eat chicken eggs. He does not care for duck eggs. So at least this way he can also raise his own eggs, but also learn how to hatch, and it just gives them that level of responsibility. And sometimes we have to fight with our boys to help out with chores, especially when it comes to homesteading. So if they are voluntarily taking care of these animals and learning everything, I'm going to go ahead and fuel that fire a little bit. And they've been loving on them, feeding them, watering them. Like, really, they're really invested already. But I still can't get over how mean you guys are. A bunch of little booger heads. So they don't have any feathers on their feet. So I don't know. I'm very confused. Here, come here, little chicken. Really? Always want to be caught, and now you're acting crazy when I need you to be calm. Look at all these feathers. You can kind of see the coloring. Oh, you're so cute. Look at this one, has little stripes around its eyes. So that's different. I've never seen stripes that dark. But these don't really. Like, let me... Well, I guess it does kind of look like it has eyeliner. Hi, pretty baby. And show off the feathers of these. And so they're all 3 different colors, but 2 of them are more of a brown pattern and one is a darker pattern. So I don't know if that's indicative of different sex. Maybe one's a boy and the other 2 are girls, or if they just come in different colors, because like I said, I'm a duck person, and the one thing that I kind of enjoy more than anything are Campbell duck breeds, especially Welsh Harlequins. So I'm pretty new to trying to figure this out. I honestly have no idea, what they are. I know that they're brats, so hopefully they don't grow up to be aggressive and this is just normal baby chick behavior, because what in the world is going on in here? Now, if you have seen any of my other chick videos, you know that usually we use lights that don't emit heat. Like, let me kind of show this one. Like this one. This is a radiant heat bulb, and it doesn't emit light. It only emits heat, whereas this one emits red light. And what happened was something happened that damaged our other radiant heat bulb. And so, and it was me. I was moving around all of the stuff, and the outlets in our house are having some electrical problems, just because our house is so old. It was originally built in 1901. So we're actually going through and replacing outlets, and I thought the other one burnt out, and I took it out, but I was kind of rough taking it out, so I knocked it loose a bit. And it turns out they're not even burnt out. The outlet had some issues, so my husband came in and he put new outlets in there, and so that immediately fixed the problem. And it looks like we need a separate breaker box for our AC and heat, and luckily we use the gas heater during the winter now. And as far as the AC, we're going to have to do an entirely new breaker box and rerun the wires to that. So very, very awesome to have a husband who does these things for a living, because it saves a lot of money and time and effort, and I know the person doing it, and I trust him to have the best interest for our family when a time where we've seen a lot of scammers in our area, which is really scary. Oh my gosh, I actually had to pause the video to get on to these guys. I have my 2 sisters over along with my 4, and they were getting wild, I guess, arguing over whose turn it was to use certain things. Buddy, there is nothing like a couple of kids even just talking. Once they start getting loud, when there's 6 of them, it gets so out of control so quickly. And the room I am, it's in our washroom, which we are rebuilding. It's right behind their bedroom, where it used to be our master bedroom has the master bathroom, but we're kind of rebuilding that too. So it's all a mess. We can hear them. So if you heard all of that noise, you know, kids will be kids kind of thing. And when you get a bunch of them together, they're loud. You guys just keep on. Hey, will you stop? What's your problem? You're a little feisty. You're a little feisty, aren't you? See, there's no feathers. I don't know. Okay, so that's all I really have to say about chickens. I just want to introduce these guys and show them off, and I'm going to get a radiant heat bulb in here. Guys, I'll tell you now, if you have a better option for heat and can get away from using heat lamps, I recommend it. Heat lamps are awfully dangerous. They make me very nervous. That's just what we have right now. We might change to something else in the future, or, you know, brood our baby chicks outside. Usually we don't have to worry about heat lamps because we usually hatch ducklings during the summer, and it's very hot and outside, and it's already over 100 degrees. They don't have to have heat lamps. But this winter is really when I did a lot of our hatching, so it's a little different now. And obviously it got a lot cooler last night. We had a cold front come through with some heavy rain, and I decided to, you know, buy chickens out of basically nowhere, you know. So that's me. Okay, yeah, we are definitely gonna have to find out another option for you. Hey, what do you think you're doing in there? Usually this works so well for baby ducks, but these baby chickens are so tiny. This was obviously not the best option. And yes, he can climb back out, or she can climb back out without any issues, but you can see how this would be an issue if it was a water. So time to change out these into something different. Well, I'm gonna hop off here. I just want to kind of give some facts about what we're doing, why I decided to get chickens, even though I have this huge love for ducks. I think these guys, depending on what breed they are, if they're a breed that can handle containment a little better, I will probably build a miniature chicken house with or chicken tractor with a house on it, so I can move them in between my garden rows and let them eat the bugs and weeds in between them. They're about 4 feet, so that would be a perfect, you know, size for a little chicken tractor to kind of keep them safe, because we do have hawks here. And another issue is that I found that chickens can escape out of high fences, even 6-foot fences. I used to try to clip our chickens' wings, even unevenly, and they would kind of flap their wings anyways, even with them uneven, use their claws to climb the fence slowly. I mean, chickens are geniuses when it comes to escaping, so I don't know, but I think that, you know, a little chicken tractor will be the best option. The biggest thing is seeing exactly what breed they are as they grow, so that I know if they can even handle that, because some chickens do not do well in enclosures like that, even when they're moving. And some chickens, they actually prefer to kind of be enclosed. They do better in spaces like that, and they're not good at protecting themselves. So I guess we get to figure it out. I know I've already said this, but if you have any clue what these babies are, drop a comment down here and let me know, because I'm super curious. In the meantime, I'll see if maybe the feed store knows, but you know, they get in assortments, and right now things are kind of wonky with all these weird chick shortages. They weren't even able to get pullets, which is crazy. Pullets are female birds that are under a year old that are not laying. So I am off to go outside and bear this rainy weather that's a bit cooler than I'm used to, which feels really cold when you're in an area that has 60 to 80% humidity all the time. And I'm going to fetch the other chick feeder and water that are just those little jars attached to the flat discs, because the last thing I need is these dudes drowning in their water. So thank you guys for joining me and listening to me go on and probably be a bit repetitive about some of the information, knowing myself. Meet the boys' new chickens.